Hey guys, welcome to our channel, Our Perfectly Crazy Life. This is our Serious Sunday. This is the birth story we've been promising you, and it's a pretty crazy one, pretty amazing one as well. So our Surrogate babe was due to come into the world July 18th.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. And the dads were going to be here on July 12th. So that would hopefully get them lots of time to get settled in, because they would have to be here for approximately a month before they could go back. Michael and Marcus, feel free to chime in at any point in time with comments if we have anything wrong here.
And our whole plan was they were going to be here about a week early. We were going to take them around Toronto, take them to Niagara Falls, show them a few things about Canada before the big arrival.
That didn't happen. So they were due to arrive July 12th. I ended up starting to have contractions, mild contractions, July 8th. But after already birthing 3 children, I knew my body and I knew we weren't going to hold out.
So that was on a Sunday. Well, then Monday morning, Melissa and I kind of talked, and she's like, do I tell them? Because they already have their tickets paid for and bought to come here on Thursday.
From Austria.
From Austria, yes. Anyways, we decided to let them know what's going on and let them make the choice. Because we didn't want them to come and then she isn't delivered for another 2 weeks and pay all that. But they decided they were gonna book some tickets and make it, or try and make it, before the birth.
So, as with all my other births, I have worked, except for Jade, the rest of them I worked like right up until delivery time. That's my thing. I have very healthy pregnancies, and that's just how I manage. So I had a catering job on July 10th. So July 9th, I was nesting and I knew it. I was cleaning the house, panicking, trying to get everything clean, you know, in case someone breaks into the house while I'm gone to the hospital.
We had catering jobs every day that week.
Oh yeah, we did. We had a lot of catering jobs that week. So I had one in the morning that had to be out the door for 12 o'clock. And I was doing my normal, I would just stop, have my contraction, finish getting everything ready. And
Are you talking about the 10th right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Oh no, I'm just making sure.
Okay, yeah, so this is the 10th. So we had a catering job, and where did they had to be in Sarnia? Was it just Sarnia that day?
No, that day there was 4 locations. We had one in Petrolia, one in Sarnia, one in Chatham, and one in Blenheim.
Right. So I want to make sure the food all got done before I went to the hospital.
Michael and Marcus decided to get plane tickets. They managed to. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a direct flight from Vienna to Toronto, so they had to fly to Germany. And in the morning, they had messaged us from Germany. They're waiting to board the plane to go to Toronto, which they would arrive in Toronto, I think it was like 6:30 that evening. So Melissa kind of said we're still kind of in the same spot as she's trying to get orders ready to go out. So she gets them out, and I was delivering to Petrolia and Sarnia. And where we live, Wallsburg is about half an hour south of Sarnia. The plan was I was going to go do those 2 deliveries. I was going to head to Toronto, which is, depending on what time, be about a 3-hour drive, 3.5, and go see a buddy for a little bit, then go to the airport and pick him up. So anyways, I'm driving to Petrolia, and my phone starts ringing, and it's Melissa.
Yep, I'm on my way to Chatham to the hospital. So I decided the labor was getting pretty real. Contractions were getting closer, and Chatham is about a 20-minute drive for us, and that's the closest hospital that does birthing. So I thought, I can do it. So I hopped in my car and I drove, and I pulled over, had a contraction, got back on the road, drove some more. And then I called Jer and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this baby's gonna hold on until they get here. So I said, let me go get checked out. So I went in, got triaged, and went up to the birthing floor. And lo and behold, I was 6 centimeters. I was like, oh man, that's, you know, there is no way this baby's, because my births are generally extremely quick. I have all my kids, once I go into labor, usually at the maximum, like 3 hours.
So right now, it's probably, I just finished delivering in Sarnia. It's about 10 after 12 in the afternoon. And I called Melissa and she told me, yeah, they're keeping me 6 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm supposed to be heading straight to Toronto from there. Chatham is now about 55 minutes to an hour south of me in the complete opposite direction of where I'm going. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Which way do I go? So we decided that I would head back to Chatham first, see how it's going, and then would make the decision about me going to Toronto.
Yeah, because the dads did say if something happened, they could find their own way here.
Yeah.
Did they know? Yeah. But no, I wanted Jeremy to pick them up. I wanted to make it as easy on them as possible.
So I went back to Chatham. Melissa is in a hospital room and they're having her lie as still as can be.
Because I'll have to chime in here, because my doctor is phenomenal. The nurses were amazing. They knew the situation. They knew it was a surrogacy, and they monitored the baby, and they could have pushed the labor, but they were hoping that I could hold out till the dads got there, because they were supposed to be in the delivery room. So
anyways, I sat there till about 3:15. When I was gone, Melissa's mom stopped by, my parents stopped by, Melissa's good friend Sarah stopped by.
And she's been at every one of my children's births. So that was, you know, that was just the thing, she had to be there.
And then my older sister Carol stopped by. July 10th was her birthday, and she was hoping that the baby was going to be born on that day. I left about 3:15, drove down to Toronto, got to the airport. The airport was packed. We've never, other than we had Skyped with them a couple times, we chatted with them on the WhatsApp.
All the time.
But actually physically meet them, we've never met them before. Marcus had texted me where they were, and I shouldn't have left where I was pulled over at that time, because I thought, oh, I'll go down further and make it quicker. And I got into a lane that I couldn't get out of, and then I had to go out and do like a 10-kilometer loop and then get back in a line to get back into the airport. Meanwhile, Melissa is sitting there waiting in the hospital.
Oh, in the meantime, the scary part and I'm sure they may comment on this, is when they left, they had no idea, because obviously we couldn't talk while they were on the plane, and it's an 8-hour flight. Was it? Yeah, it was about an 8-hour flight, I believe. They had no idea when they landed if Surrogate would have been born yet or not. So I'm sure, I can't even imagine the flight for them being so stressful.
So anyways, I get back in line at the airport, and we ended up communicating where exactly they're going to be. So I pull up in the truck. There they are. We get out, say hello, give each other a hug, and then I just like grabbed their suitcases, threw them in the back, and said, okay, let's go.
So now is the mad dash to get back to the hospital, because I was starting to get a little bit further with my contractions. Like I said, I pretty much laid still for...
Well, we Because they landed about 6:30. Then by the time they cleared customs, and by the time we found each other, we didn't leave the airport. I think it was about 5 after 8.
Yeah, no, I'd been in the hospital since probably about 1-ish.
No.
1 o'clock, 12:30?
No, maybe before.
Okay.
You were probably about 11:30.
Was it? Okay, yeah, that's right. So basically, every time I moved, I would have a contraction. So I laid as still as I possibly could to try to keep Surrogate in.
So anyways, we took off from Toronto, and these guys have been, well, what they would have started their journey like, I think our Monday afternoon.
Because of the time change.
And by the time they did the changeover and all that, so it had been a while since they've been on planes, and they were tired, and they were going to be having a baby anytime. And maybe they might have got to see it, or maybe they wouldn't have. But anyways, so I'm sitting there, and I generally like to talk to people, and I can talk to anybody, and sitting there, and we had a good conversation on the way home. Melissa kept texting,
"Where are you?
Marcus, where are you?" Well, Marcus has never been to Canada before, so he didn't know where we were. So I would tell him to write something, like I'd say, "Oh, can you look up on your phone for a picture of Niagara Falls and send it to her, and just say, hey, Jeremy just took us for a little quick tour over there to show it to us," and that. And Melissa, she doesn't know anything, even though we've been to Toronto a million times. She doesn't know anything about...
I'm not good with directions.
And geography, let's say.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
And so I could have said pretty much anywhere, and she wouldn't really know the difference. But anyways, we sat there, had a good drive, got to the hospital. We did pretty good times. We left about 5 after 8. The airport, and we were at the hospital in Chatham by 10:15. So we moved pretty good.
Not speeding at all over you.
No. But we made it there. So we get up, we go to security, because it's after hours, so you need to go through security, and you do get a weird look when you say, my wife's having a baby, these two are the fathers. But the guy let us in, and so we go up to the maternity ward, and I go in first. They waited outside and just kind of said, hey, they're here, and that, and then I said, okay, said you can come in now, and
that was the most incredible experience, meeting them for the first time, knowing that I hadn't had their baby yet, thank goodness.
So then...
it was just unreal. We hugged, we talked. So my doctor gave us about 20 minutes because she wanted to break my water because it was getting like close. Like we didn't want the baby to be under any stress or anything like that. So she gave us about 20 minutes, which was amazing for us to chat and talk and hug and cry and all that stuff. And then she broke my water. I guess the first thing I remember very clearly, Marcus sat down beside me, grabbed my hand, and he said, what can I do for you? And I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm in labor, do not touch me. Do not be around. Like, I'm good. I can do this on my own. So Marcus, I think, was kind of taking cues from Jeremy as to where they should stand. And Jeremy's like, we'll all stand in the corner here.
I like that when she's cooking.
Yeah, that's just me, my personality. When I'm in pain, I just want to be left alone. So this is also my first birth that I did completely natural because it happened so fast, and the doctors talked me into it the nurses talked me into it. I don't know if I go that route again. I've never had an epidural, but I did have medication with all my other children that just eased the pain. This one, not so much, but we did it. They broke my water. What time would you say?
It'd probably be right around 11.
Yep. I believe I had 3 major contractions, and then Olivia, I hope it's okay I say her name, Olivia was born at 11:58 p.m. And it was probably one of the most amazing experiences, to just the love and the emotion in the room that night. And they got to take her back to her own room with them afterwards. I mean, obviously we were all wired and, you know, everybody's emotional, and
I went and got everybody McDonald's.
yeah, that's right, because I was really hungry and they were hungry because they hadn't eaten. So Jeremy was awesome enough at like probably 2 in the morning.
Yeah, because I think I made it back home. I made it back home at 3:30 in the morning, and I picked Melissa up at 9:30
The next
in the morning. Yeah.
And the first thing I did was,
well, you went home.
Yeah.
You had I think you showered, had a sleep, and then was back out here because we had another catering job that afternoon that had to go out, and she did that.
I did that, and then we picked up dinner that night and brought it up.
Picked up Wendy's, eh, Michael? Michael discovered Wendy's when he
Baconator.
The Baconator when he was over here, and completely fell in love with it.
So, yeah, that's the pretty crazy birth story. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've really missed at this point in time. I guess the next video we'll do is from after the birth until dads had to fly home with their new daughter. I gotta quit saying so much.
I'll cut some of them out.
You'll cut some of out?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you have anything else you can think of?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was very
for
quick.
that day.
Yep. Birth was everything.
I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be serious, remember?
That's true. But yeah, oh yeah, so just natural birth. Holy, that was a first for me. I don't like that. No.
All right, well, don't forget to like the video, subscribe.
Thumbs up. Oh yeah, that's like.
Ring the bell notification, and we'll see you later.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.